Alright guys, just San here, back for another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a team building guide on the new Realm of Gods EZA event, where you get to EZA all these characters right here. And most of them are pretty good. I think specifically the Rage Vegeta probably does stand out the most. Even though he is still kind of underwhelming, he does still have like a lot of damage reduction, and he's got the Rage mode, to where I feel like he'll be pretty useful. I think Int Whis is pretty good as well. But, like, you know, the Tech Whis is pretty bad. The Beerus, I don't know. I feel like he's going to be kind of useful, maybe in some scenarios, but you got to go out of your way to get those scenarios. And I guess the God Goku can be alright. But overall, I would say some solid EZAs, but nothing really too crazy. But you definitely do still want to do it because, of course, you get the free 30 stones. And, yeah, some Kais. So, okay, the weakness is Realm of Gods. Now, this should be pretty easy because, of course, during this celebration, we've gotten a lot of buffs to it, with a lot of the God Gokus and stuff like that. And I guess if you do like the LR Beerus and Whis EZA first, they definitely could help you out on your team as well. I didn't include LR Beerus and Whis on the actual list here, but still, they're definitely an option. And I guess that goes with all the other EZAs in the celebration, like the sub EZAs and stuff like that. They all could help you, but I didn't put them on the list, but just keep in mind you could use them. So, alright, just getting into the leads. Here we have the LR Blue Boys, or the Resurrection F Gods. So they're pretty good. I think they are kind of an underwhelming Dokkan Fest in terms of a lot of the other releases we've seen. But as I said, they're still pretty good. And as a lead, they work very well in this event because Realm of Gods or Mastered Evolution, category Ki +3, HP attack and defense +1, 70%. And then the extra 30% to Pure Sands. So that's a very good 200%. It's very broad. And a lot of the people you're running on the Realm of Gods team are, of course, going to be under Pure Sands as well. So it just works out very good in terms of his lead. And then this guy's super attack effect, you know, he's stacking. So, of course, that makes him just work better in the fight. Even though the EZA fights aren't really that long, you know, still, I guess it's always good to have. And then this guy does have some buffs for the first 3 turns with the guaranteed additional and stuff like that. So, because the fight is a little shorter, you will be able to, you know, capitalize on that. And he does build up, so once he's fully built up, he's going to be looking really good. And he does have the exchange in his back pocket as well. I think the condition is, what, turn 5? No, turn 4. Okay, so I mean, still not really the worst. You know, you'll be able to get that during most of the fights during the EZA event. And, you know, he's a Rainbow Orb Changer when he exchanges and stuff like that. So overall, I feel like he's going to be a really good lead, and as a unit himself, he'll be pretty solid. But yeah, moving on to another lead, we have the Int UI Goku. Now, a lot of people probably have this guy, so a lot of people are probably going to be using this guy as a lead. And he definitely does work, you know, 160% across the board. And, of course, he's stacking attack and defense. He's got a reasonable attack and defense buff start of turn. But the main thing that makes this guy good is, of course, the transformation into Mastered UI Goku to when, you know, you got that great chance to dodge. You got the guaranteed dodge for the first turn. You're continuously stacking. And he's just overall looking really good. So this guy's going to be able to put a lot of work as a lead and even as a unit. So even if you're not running this guy as the main leader, he'll still be able to work very well in the event. So, yeah. But moving on, we've got the Physical Beerus. Now, I was kind of expecting this guy to EZA during the celebration. I know a lot of people kind of thought it'd be far-fetched, but I didn't really see another time slot for this guy EZAing for a while, just because we don't really get many Beerus or Whis kind of theme celebrations or anything like that. So I didn't really think that they'd find a place to EZA this guy, but, well, you know, other than this celebration, obviously, that's why I thought he'd EZA. But no, surprisingly, he didn't. But that doesn't mean he's horrible. He's still useful. He leads Realm of Gods, so of course, I mean, he'll be useful in terms of a lead in this event. And again, this guy is also stacking, similar to a lot of the other units we've talked about. And he does Rainbow Orb Change when there's a Realm of Gods category enemy, and he gets his attacks effective against all types, which you are going to be getting active in this event. So definitely that just makes him look better. I mean, Rainbow Orb Changing, of course, is a very useful ability. So yeah, he's going to be able to put in some work. He's not the craziest Dokkan Fest. I mean, of course, at this point, he's like 3 years old. So he has fallen off a lot. But still, I feel like he's pretty good. He's got a solid link set. I mean, he's got, like, Prodigies, so he'll work good with some, like, God Vegetas. And he's got, you know, Fierce Battle, Shocking Speed, Godly Power. So some Saiyan units, or some Realm of God Saiyan units, definitely he'll work all right with. And, yeah, he's got the active skill in his back pocket as well. Just some extra attack and defense. So, I mean, you know, makes him look more impressive. And the condition is on turn 4, so you definitely will be able to see it pretty commonly. And, yeah, overall, just a pretty good option. He does have type advantage during the final phase as well. So, of course, that does benefit this guy a lot in terms of bringing him in the event. Because, you know, the last phase isn't really going to be difficult. But out of all the phases, if you're going to struggle with one, of course, it would be the last one just because it is more difficult. And this guy having type advantage will just make it go by quicker. So, all right, moving on to the next option. We've got the AGL Zamasu. Now, I really don't suggest bringing this guy as a lead unless it's like your last option and you really don't have any other choices. Because this guy really isn't that good. At this point, he's like almost 5 years old. So he's not really that good. But he'll still work, I guess. I mean, he's a 170% lead to Realm of Gods. But defense, unfortunately, is only at 130%. So that really isn't all that useful. But, you know, he can look all right. Maybe when you're like fully transformed with him. What's the condition? You have to be... Okay, from turn 3. And then from then, it's the next turn. So if you get him on the first rotation, you'll have this guy turn 5. And this guy can look all right. I mean, he has a pretty crazy attack buff, 280%. But, I mean, I don't know why they only gave him 20% damage reduction here. That is really bad. With his EZA, this needs to get bumped up to like 50, 60, 70%. But anyway, I don't want to speculate on his EZA. I'm just saying this guy is not really the best option, but you could make it work. I don't really think I talk about any other leads. Yeah, I don't. Okay. So let me just talk about a few leads that definitely could work. You know, you got UI Goku right here, who is unfortunately only 130% to Realm of Gods. But as I said, I feel like it definitely could work because this guy is very crazy. I mean, he has a great chance to dodge. And, you know, he's just going to be looking really good because, of course, he's an LR. So he'll be doing a solid amount of damage. And then, what are some other good sub-leads? I mean, I guess you could run Zamasu and Gowasu. I mean, they're 130% as well, I think. No, 120%. Okay. Yeah, I don't really think they're actually going to be that crazy. I mean, they're dodging. So if you get lucky with dodge, they definitely could be good. Well, actually, and they're supporting for 70% defense. So you know what? Maybe bringing them on the team wouldn't be the worst idea just because of the support and, of course, the dodge. And they are physical as well. So they do have type advantage during the final phase. So actually, you know what? They wouldn't be the worst option. Not as a lead because 120% is very low. I mean, if you have to, I guess you got to do what you got to do. But just throwing them on the team probably wouldn't be the worst idea because, I mean, the support is insane. So, yeah, a solid option here. You might want to consider it if you have them. And other than that, I mean, there's not really any good Realm of Gods lead. But there are some good sub-leads to talk about. So, or kind of sub-teams. Actually, there's a lot of good sub-teams on Realm of Gods. Right here, we've got the LR Gods. Power Beyond Super Saiyan and Movie Heroes team is not going to be difficult with Realm of Gods. This is going to be very easy just because there's so many Power Beyond Super Saiyan and Movie Heroes category units on this category. So building a team around that is going to be very easy. And the LR Gods, yeah, right here, definitely are still very good. I mean, as you know, they're still easily top 15. So definitely very good units here, especially when you transform with them. Then you've got the active skill, the damage they're going to be doing, you know, with just everything is going to be really insane. So I feel like bringing them is probably a good idea, possibly even if you're not running them as a lead, just because, of course, the damage they're doing is very good. But they do have type disadvantage during the final phase. So, not that they're going to perform bad, like, in terms of their defense. They're still going to be tanking amazing, even if they have type disadvantage. But if you're not getting this super effective against all types, their damage is going to be very low. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. And then, alright, another sub-team, we have the new Sandai Goku. So, of course, you know, Pure Saiyans and Hybrid Saiyans, again, just a lot of really good, like, a lot of really good Pure and Hybrid Saiyans on this category, right? So, you'll definitely be able to make a team around that with this guy as the lead. And a lot of you probably did summon, obviously, on the God Goku. So a lot of you probably have him. And, I mean, he's crazy. You already know what he does. I'm not going to talk about this for too long. You get the active skill off, or the transformation. And, you know, he'll look pretty good as long as you stack up a lot with him. And, of course, with the physical orb changing, because it's for the first 6 turns, it'll pretty much last the whole fight. Because, of course, the EZA fights don't really go on for that long. I think, at most, they'll go on to, like, turn 6. So, actually, this works out pretty well for him. And, yeah, overall, I just think he's going to be performing really well in here. Even, I guess, as just an option on your team. Because, again, type advantage during the final phase. So, definitely he'll be looking really good there. And then next, as I already kind of spoiled, we've got the LR Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku. And then the Evolution Blue Vegeta. Now, they're going to be pretty good in here. They're old at this point. They're like 3 years old. A little over that. So, you know, they're not going to be looking, I guess, crazy, but, you know, they got type advantage during the final phase, as a lot of the units on this list do. And they could still get to some solid numbers if you get lucky with Key Spheres. But if you're bringing units like God Goku, who's orb changing, then actually getting good Keysphere luck with these guys is going to be pretty common. So definitely, you know, if you center your team, I don't want to say around them, but if you bring just Rainbow Orb Changers or Orb Changers in general, that will, you know, definitely help this guy out a lot. In terms of his lead, you can't really run him as a sub-lead. There's no Joined Forces units on Realm of Gods, I don't think, actually. Well, okay, there's a couple, like the LR Gods, and I guess the Zamasu and Gowasu, but not enough to build, like, an actual team around it. Well, you know what? You got LR Goku Black and Zamasu, and you got LR Beerus and Whis. You might be able to build a Joined Forces Realm of Gods team, but it's going to be, like, you have to have these very specific units. So if your box isn't, like, stacked, then I don't necessarily think you could. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is this guy you can't really run as a lead. You have to run this guy just kind of on the team. And he'll do a lot of damage, right? I mean, you know, especially when he's got, like, the active skill off. And like I said, if you get lucky with Key Spheres, you know, you got a lot of additionals incoming, excuse me. And, you know, just definitely can look very good, especially if you get lucky with, like, crits and stuff like that. So good option right here. But moving on to kind of a JP exclusive option, I guess. We got the 5th year anniversary LRs. Now, of course, they did EZA during the 8th year anniversary. So if you do have them EZA'd, if you're on JP, you have to bring these guys, man. They are insane. Even for the first couple turns, they're still going to be really good in this event because of all the dodging they have. And they're still going to be doing a ton of damage because, you know, they're stacking attack. They've got additionals built in. And, of course, depending on how you build, you know, you can get some crits off as well. Because a lot of you probably have a lot of dupes in them. Because, you know, they've been featured a lot. So, just some really good options right here. I won't talk about them too much as well. Because a lot of you probably know what they do. But, you know, then if you get the transformation off with them, then they're just crazy. Especially the Vegito. Because he can get, like, what, 6 supers in a rotation. So, just insane options. You definitely want to bring them if you're on JP. But, I mean, yeah, that pretty much has been the video. Realm of Gods definitely is a very good category. There's a couple people I know I haven't talked about. Like the 6th year anniversary LRs definitely can be very impressive as well in this event. Because they've got the revive, they've got the crits, the additionals, all that. So there's some pretty solid options as well in here. But I don't know, I just feel like there's better options to talk about. So yeah, I mean, that pretty much has been the video. Let me know how easy this event is going to be for you guys. And yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next one.